Hey, you know what? Today's car is definitely built a lot different than the car that maybe your dad grew up with. In fact, look at this beauty behind us here. Is GTO. Gorgeous, gorgeous car. Howard Fleischman with Community Tire and Auto here has talked to us about, even though they're not built the same way, there are still certain things you really need to check almost on a daily basis to make sure that your car runs smoothly.
Yeah, you know, I don't know that it's daily anymore, but it's close.
Not even daily.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But you can remember, grandpas like me remember when we had to go out and actually add oil every day. So the thing has changed. We got new warning systems, so on and so forth. But there's still some basic things you should be looking at for yourself.
For instance?
Follow your owner's manual. Do what maintenance the owner's manual calls for. You can check your own air filter once a month. You can check your belts to make sure they're not cracking and brittle.
I was going to say, and when you say checking, I mean, these are things that anybody can do at home and just take a look at their vehicle.
Absolutely.
And like you mentioned, for instance, cracks. If you see a giant crack coming halfway through here, there's a good indication this thing's going to blow.
And it could fail on you when you're on the road, put your family at risk. Wiper blades. You know, we're about to enter monsoons. Check those wiper blades. And of course, as I always talk about, tire pressure. Check those tire pressures at least once a week.
Howard, why is tire pressure extremely important right now during the summertime?
Right now, with 110-degree weather, you got asphalt is 172 degrees. The only natural enemy your tire has is neglect and heat. If you have the proper tire pressure and it runs as cool as it can run, it's much safer. Now,
the good news between the vehicles that were back in the muscle days versus the vehicles that we have now is that you can get away with not checking them because the mileage that they can actually exceed now is a lot greater than back then.
Well, yeah, and you've got early warning systems that'll prepare you, okay? Back then, we expected 60,000 miles or 80,000 miles out of a car and we were happy. Now we're expecting 200,000 miles, okay?
Right.
I'd like to introduce my son if I could.
Exactly, it's Happy Father's Day.
It's Happy Father's Day. So for the Father's segment, I wanted to talk about it's not your father's Oldsmobile anymore, or in this case, it's not your father's Pontiac anymore.
Happy Father's Day. Thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. And then you yourself is a father. You've got your little guy trucking in. Of course, it has to be in a little car.
His first Father's Day.
Oh, that is wonderful. Well, happy Father's Day to you guys. Thank you. And with this GTO, let's hear this thing fire up, because everybody at home that knows what a GTO is going to sound like wants to hear this sound before we... And folks, those are the days that we are missing, is the days of the muscle car, although most of us can't afford the gas for a muscle car like this anymore. Howard Fleischman, thank you very much for joining us here on the show. Really appreciate it. Happy Father's Day again to the both of you guys and to everybody at home.